Okay, so Miranda, thank you so much for being open to sharing, your experience with the Emotional Eating Evolution program. I want to just ask you to give a bit of introduction about yourself, like a little bit about yourself, your background.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I'm Miranda. I live in Toronto. I work in tech currently. I design apps and websites. So it's a pretty high pressure, fun career, but I really enjoy it. Prior to that, I worked in a bunch of different industries, but growing up, I started out in the modeling industry and developed some issues there, as I think everybody's kind of familiar with, but it led me to where I am today. So that's a bit about who I am in a very short way. I don't know.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. So I just want to ask you, you mentioned a little bit about modeling and some issues coming up. So what sort of maybe inspired you or got you sort of open to wanting to join in, the Emotional Eating Evolution program? What was sort of your, I guess, making, what was the decision factor or, yeah, what inspired you?
Yeah, I think for me personally, my experience in the modeling industry is not unlike, I think, a lot of other models in the sense that weight is a very big consideration, or it was when I was part of it. And that constant struggle of like trying to lose the last 5, 10 pounds, creating, really bad eating habits, coming in and out of various eating disorders, and just sort of that kind of carrying into my life as I, can even exited the industry and tried to do something else for myself. And I think for me, recognizing that this pattern of extreme restriction and then going into a binge was not healthy. It was not making me feel good. It was not sustainable, and just kind of hitting a wall and realizing like there's something else I need to change here. Like this is more than just like an issue with a diet or how I look. Like there's more going on here. And then so when I started researching on Google, I came across you and your program, and it just felt like perfect fit for me.
Mhm. So when you joined the program, maybe you can share a little bit about, you just completed like 12 weeks of the program and maybe just share what you've accomplished. Like, how do you feel like it's changed you? Like what, like you can paint a picture and share a bit about your journey with that. Cause I know you had, a really amazing experience with it.
I think for me, just that realization that my own habits were so intricately connected and deeply connected to my emotions, and recognizing my patterns, and then like working with you to sort of get through any of the resistance I felt, especially at the beginning with the nutrition stuff, which was really challenging for me to start to integrate, but just feeling like not only in control, but for the first time also free, like not restricted, not feeling like, oh, I'm eating a cucumber, this sucks, and instead feeling like, oh wait, this cucumber actually made me feel energized, like actually being more connected to the food that I put into my body, and just feeling so, you know I don't know, energized, like no more 3 p.m. slump, motivated more than ever to continue on my journey and kind of discover, myself. And that's it. Yeah.
And how is it for your emotional eating? Because that was sort of, the big sort of thing that you came in. You wanted to you needed help with that sort of pattern and also to improve your health. So how did you find the program helped you with that, like sort of with that pattern?
Oh my gosh, it was the tracking. I know it at first it was the most embarrassing, hardest thing I've ever had to do in my entire life. But again, recognizing my patterns and realizing like, okay, I'm actually emotionally eating always at night in front of the TV. And usually it's on nights when I am feeling emotional, or something is coming up for me, or I'm dealing with something in the back of my head, or I've had a hard day. And then connecting that back to also the types of foods that I'm drawn to, like foods that, give me instant gratification. That I think was probably the most empowering thing. And then I think for me, things really shifted in the program when we started to, once I made those connections, and then we started to work on the emotions and feeling those emotions through all of that somatic therapy, really making that mind body connection was where it really shifted for me. And about, I guess, 6 or 8 weeks
Mhm.
in all honesty, I haven't had an emotional eating. I don't want to call it an episode. That makes
Yeah.
it seem like
Yeah.
like wrong, but I haven't had a period like that since. And I guess we're now 12 and a bit weeks out, and I don't know that that's never going to happen again for me, but I just, yeah, it's been life changing.
Yeah. And I know, even when you started the program, you went through sort of a rough time. You went through a breakup, and even nearing the end of the program, you got really sick. And so, having the program there, I feel, did it support you? Did you feel like there was more resistance than maybe usual than you might have expected, and it helped you move through?
Yeah, I think so. Like, I was going through a really challenging, unexpected time. I'd signed up with the program before I had a breakup. So, having that happen, there I was definitely going through it. But I think, I don't know, I just felt so supported by you and the group, and just kind of knowing that you're not alone. This We're all going through it together. We're all facing different issues, and that did give me the resilience to keep pushing through and moving forward.
Yeah, because I remember you saying, I mean, it was so amazing that you went through like Christmas,
Mhm.
and that's such a hard time, and you just like felt, I feel like you had built up so much work, like you felt so empowered in yourself that you could face those really like sort of hard spaces, and going to those rock bottoms and moving through it, and you almost had to do it because you're isolated, right?
Yeah, it's true. Like, I mean, I did get sick over Christmas and wasn't able to see my family. And, after the year I've had moving out of my home and such significant change, like it was a really like dark period for me, but I did feel like I could move through it. And for the first time ever, like really acknowledging, like, I feel sad, it's okay that I feel sad, and really feeling and being with my emotions instead of trying to distract myself.
Yeah.
I feel like I made it through that period not only quicker but also stronger.
Yeah, that's so amazing. So, as sort of some advice to someone who's sort of thinking about joining the program or thinking about moving through their emotional eating, what advice would you give them to sort of move forward, to get off the fence, let's say?
Number one, do it. Number two, commit to yourself, and it's not going to be easy. Recognize that this is like going to be difficult, and for me, like specifically, like a lot of the diet changes were difficult, but knowing that Michelle's there guiding you, and she can adjust the program to meet your needs. She did for me. Like, I was really adverse to smoothies, so we did salads instead, and just really moving through it, and taking it one step at a time. I think that was like a really important thing for me, bite-sized pieces, and each little win I got made me more excited to keep moving forward, and trying not to get distracted by, moments where you might fall off or whatever. Just knowing that you can get back on and keep going is, I think, the most important thing.
Yeah, that you have that support, you can always move forward. And
Yeah, totally.
yeah, I just want to say Miranda is so committed. Like, she went through resistance at first, but she kept sticking to it. And of course, there was support and guidance, but she was really committed to the program, and she kept putting, she kept showing up, she kept doing the work. And I just want to acknowledge you for that, because it's so amazing. Like, you get out of the program what you put in, and you're really open to having guidance and support. And it's been amazing watching you. Like, I love like all the resilience and like moving through Christmas, and even like going through a breakup and being so open. You mentioned to me talking to your family and sharing, and not feeling like you have to hide and feeling ashamed. That's been so amazing. So I just want to say that it's been amazing guiding you. So thank
Oh,
you
amazing.
so
Well, it's been so great working with you. And honestly, I'm happy to share my story, and I hope that it can help somebody else, on their own journey.
much. Thank you so much. Thank you so
Oh,
much. I really
dear.
appreciate it.
No, you changed my life. Like, I can't even say like how much you've impacted my life. And
Aw.
I'm so grateful for it. Like I'm gonna cry. I can't think.
Aw. Aw.
Try not to cry. But like honestly, this was one of the best things I've ever done for myself. I can't thank you enough, honestly.
Aw, thank you so much. I'm gonna like receive. Thank you so
I'm
much.
sure all the love for
Aw.
Julie.